We are live now. Okay.
I've been sailing.
That's great. Were we live that whole time? I was showing my boobs.
We're live now, though. We're live now.
Did everybody see my boobs? Because I just showed my boobs.
Nobody saw your boobs. Relax, chill.
Okay, cool. Only Cosy did. Someone's in the chat.
Anybody wants to see your boobs, they just go back through any one of your videos and on your channel. There you go.
There you go. They just look like...
Do you like my sailing coat?
Yeah.
Fuck you. No. Don't complain about this being the same shirt I wore the other day. It's been a week.
That's the same shirt. I saw that in my astral travels.
It's my favorite shirt.
You were wearing that shirt up on the ship.
Yeah, because I like flying spaceships in this shit. It's good.
You're always wearing the same clothes.
Yeah, well, I have a very limited wardrobe. It's like, remember 9.5 weeks where he had Mickey Rourke had the same clothes like 20 times? That's what I've got.
Did they wear clothes in 9.5 weeks?
Well, I'm sure that you probably don't remember those scenes.
No, I don't. I remember the ice cubes. I remember ice cubes.
You probably like this boring bit. Oh, when's it going to get to the strawberries in the fridge bit?
And then it was fat. Yeah.
Yeah, but isn't it upsetting when you know that Kim Basinger is actually a guy? Ugh.
What?
Of course, all Hollywood women are men.
No, she's not.
Yeah, she's a man.
Look at my horn.
Yeah, that's very nice.
And some smart ass got me this.
Well, you get all sorts of shit in the post, don't you? So,
who's the smartest? Hey, wait. Who's the smartest that gave me this?
I don't know. So, let's get on with this show.
No. Hey, you know what? This is the show. Do you know how horses? Do you know how horses say neigh? Do you know what unicorn? Do you know what unicorns say?
Do you see that? The horse that walks in.
Do you know what unicorns say?
What?
Hey.
I don't get it.
That's a pretty good joke for 1 a.m.
A horse walks into a bar.
I just made it up.
A horse walks into a bar. The barman says, "What a long face."
That my joke was better because the unicorn's very camp. He doesn't say nay. He says, "Hey." You know how
I don't get it. I don't get it. Why is a unicorn camp?
Because he's got a rainbow. I don't know. Because they're gay. Unicorns are gay.
Unicorn's not gay. What? Which books are you reading?
I don't know. I'm assuming that. Not that it matters. By the way, do you have one of these? I have.
I've got 3 of them actually.
Look at that.
Come on.
It's so nice. It's just but she polishes. No, they're not. There's no kids. There's literally no kids watching this. There's no humans. There's no adults watching. No humans. There's no humans. There's only unicorns watching.
There's nobody watching this.
What the fuck are they on about? I'm not gay.
Oh dear. Right, let's crack on with this nonsense. How's your week been? Oh no, I've got to tell you, right? I just got this in the post, which I'm very excited about.
What's that? The truth is in here. UFOs in the fish tank. Is this about?
You want to know the truth? There it is.
Mark,
relax.
Ruin my story.
Go on. What?
No, is that got to do with what I've been telling you?
Well, I don't know. It's just arrived.
This is the download
near Joanne Dunn.
You know the download I had, right?
George D. Smith.
Very good. Okay. Somebody said my boobs are great. Thanks.
Can we get on with the show so I can read this book?
This is the show.
Don't we live in 2 different worlds, right? So this morning I got that, but I also got this. I got this work of fiction from the Irish government. Yeah.
Are we talking about this shit again? Excuse me.
Well, no. Come on, there's a reason for this. Full of shit. The only thing in this that is vaguely true: keep active and go outdoors now that the summer is here, even though you're going to die from the V in about 2 weeks. I mean, that's the only bit that's true. Then I get this. What really makes you ill? Everything you thought you knew about disease is wrong. By David Lester, Dawn Lester, and David Parker.
I know them. Yeah.
Who emailed me this morning? They're coming on my show in 2 weeks.
Are they really? They're awesome. They're amazing. No, they're amazing.
Oh my God. I
heard Crow 777 interview.
I mean, that's what the government's telling you, and that's what real people are telling you.
Mm-hmm.
Which one are you going to believe? The government. I love the government. Where do I get?
Govern.
I've had me job.
And if people knew what govern meant, it means
mind control.
Means
There's no flies on me, JC.
No flies on you?
No flies on me, no. You never heard that?
No.
It means I'm very quick-witted, very intelligent, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay.
There's no shit.
Cool.
Well, it's quite
Did you want to see? I want to show you so my 2 weeks, I've been weird because I had a massive situation. As usual, Mark has to upstage me while I'm talking. So I had a massive situation here.
You had a massive what?
I had a massive situation. I'm going to have to poke you with my thing. What? That's a pen. It's a pen.
I know. Who thought putting a fluffy ball on top of a pen was a good idea?
It's good. It is good. Blindfold this. Good. Right. So the last 2 weeks, this is the first time I've been kind of jovial because I've had I think I got abducted. I'm very sure of it. I'm very sure of it.
I think you did.
Yeah.
I know I did.
And I've got an implant now, a new one.
Great. Does it got 5G on it? Does it pick up radio?
No, it's
how do you operate it like this? Tuning it in? No.
It's actually 24D.
24 double D. It's not a dimension, it's a dimension.
It gives me access to its dimension. Double dimension.
Have you seen my double dimensions?
Yeah, have you seen my double dimensions? They're a handful.
Let's go to 11. Let's go to 11D. It's one louder.
That's pretty small, actually, when you think about it. 24. What? That's impossible.
That's a very small bag. Very small bag.
Very tiny.
Anybody with that would fall over like that.
Yeah.
But they bounce. They bounce when they land, so it'd be all right.
Can I show you what I did? So we had the 20. It's been 4 weeks since you and I did a joint thing. We did do one last week with Gully Lucy, but that's different because we didn't do a talky thing. And then so 26th of May was huge, massive downloads. It took me 2 weeks to recover. And I did paintings on that day. Do you want to see my paintings? You want to see some of my paintings on the day? Because we did a no technology thing. Joanne suggested it, and she was right. Because then I channeled something, not channeled, I don't know how to explain it. Because it's me. It was me. It was just automatic writing, but it was my higher self. And I just some information came through.
Your higher self?
My higher self.
I mean, there's a taller version of you.
There is a much taller version. And she looks hot.
I think I'm channeling Eric Morecambe today. You can't see the joint.
Oh my God. Look.
See it?
Look at this. Can you have a look?
That's gorgeous. Very nice.
That's a dragon that came through in the.
That's very similar to the dragon that I saw.
And then, that's Joseph's dragon. That's for Joseph. I was thinking about Joseph when I was doing it, and he goes, "That's my dragon."
Joseph, it's my dragon. You can get off the dragons, mate.
This is yours, Mark.
Is that mine?
This one came through. Yeah.
That looks. That's a very lovely drawing, but it does remind me a little bit of the Sixth Doctor, Colin Baker's very badly done Doctor Who.
What? I don't understand what you're talking about.
Yeah, very bright costume. It went against the whole series ethos, really.
It's not a bright costume. Don't ever insult my paintings.
I did start. It's an excellent picture. Is that two dragons?
There's 3 dragons. Don't insult the dragons.
No, so just good to see them.
Don't insult the dragons, or they'll come and they'll burn you. And then I did this one. I did a video of this one, painting this one. This was spirit.
That's wallpaper.
Yeah. Well, that's that was the trees. That was actually the energy of the trees.
Have you seen those new things the kids are mad for? I had to buy my boys some. They're like metal posters with shiny bits on. They'd be perfect for that.
Metal posters with shiny bits on them.
No, they're like metal. They're like posters, but they're metal. They're like 3D. They're gorgeous.
Holographic type thing.
Well, no, just sort of like, just not paper.
Oh, okay, foil, like a foil type thing. Did we talk about unicorns? Yeah, we did. Right.
Yeah, you've done unicorns.
So, unicorns. So, who was that git that sent me that? Who sent me this?
Ah, Jesus Christ Almighty! Yeah, I sent you a fucking mug. It's your birthday. Give me a break.
I'm joking.
Jeez,
it was beautiful. Actually, I really loved it. This is one part of the gift. It was one of the things.
Yeah,
it's not my birthday yet, but that was good. Thank you.
Perfect top, you know, try to get it there in time. You do live the other side of the realm.
I live 500 miles away.
See what I did there?
Now I would walk 500 miles and I would walk. We were singing that in my Telegram group. 500 miles.
The Proclaimers.
Yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who goes along with you. 500 miles. That's a fucking long way.
Yeah, try walking 12,000 fucking miles.
12,000 miles. Well, 500 miles, if you converted that to kilometers, is about over 800 kilometers. That's
875.
I like walking, but 872 kilometers. It's a lot of fucking walking.
That's a lot of walking.
I wouldn't do that for anyone. Actually, I would, maybe. Yeah.
Right. Let's pull somebody in. Let's pull somebody.
Do we have to?
Right. Yeah. Right.
It's not my birthday. It's
Antonia's got a big smile coming in. Hello, Antonia.
Who's Antonia?
There she is.
Hello. Hi.
She's currently muted.
Oh, here we go.
You're currently muted, Antonia.
We're doing the muted people.
Yeah, I muted myself. Yeah.
There you go. Hello.
Hello. Hi.
What can I do first? And yeah, we saw all of this. So.
You did?
It was live. For me, anyway.
Mark!
No, she didn't. It didn't.
Oh, you were backstage, Antonia. That's why it wasn't live on air. Oh my gosh.
Okay. Well, I back in. So it's okay. You two are great.
I was doing the whole. Do my boobs look okay?
Well, I'm not going to show you.
How are you, beautiful? Antonia Hagen, are you in Europe or are you in? Where are you from?
I'm in Juneau, Alaska, the capital.
Oh, I love it. Beautiful.
It's beautiful. The capital.
It's the capital. Yeah. Tell us about what's going on with you.
Well, I guess I've always kind of been awake to a certain, but of course this last year I've learned a lot more things. You guys have been, the song you guys did, Mark the cunt. I've been watching, I can't remember the gal's name, you guys. She makes the dragons.
Joanne.
Okay, I watched first with her and I just couldn't get enough. So
I love her. I watch her.
I saw this.
Musings.
Even if I couldn't get on, I was like, well, I'm going to watch. So.
Well, welcome. Nice. This was from Joanne. She sent me this thing. I always show it, but it's because it's so powerful. Selenite. Are you?
But I haven't gotten to.
When you said sorry, Antonia, when you said you're awake, see, everybody says they're awake, but what do you mean and how do you define it? How do you define awake?
Well, this, I guess, where I'm at, I don't know if I could totally put to it, but I've seen the depth of the darkness of the, with the cabal and the, medical industry, the politically, but I've also been getting some downloads and I've been doing some remote viewing.
Can you stand a bit closer, please, Antonia?
You can't hear.
It's 7 in the morning here. I've been up since 3. So I was wearing my robe and I threw something on to yeah, so I don't know if that's too close or not.
No, that's good.
Yeah, I've been seeing more past life stuff. I was actually, my mom passed away 2 years ago now, and I kind of really started on it at that point. And then, so I was really receptive when COVID hit, and I was definitely not buying the dream. Yeah, and so then I've just slowly but surely, getting more in tune with myself, because that's something my whole life I've had that has not been accepted by society. So my whole life I feel like I've been really alone, and my ideas and my understanding of things, and then my voice. I have this was my mom's. It's probably backwards. It says well-behaved women really made, it said well-behaved women really made history.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah. I'm here to make some history, and I definitely want to.
That's very good. Antonia, we're trying to listen because some of the audio is going a bit crackly, but that's why we're just very quiet. So
can I hear that too.
It's all good. That feeling of being lonely, that's a very, very common theme. I don't like the term star seeds, but people say star seeds. But essentially people who feel as though they don't come from here, and they've always had that sense of like they don't quite fit in, etc. So what do you, and you're saying you're remembering past lives and things like that. Did you have you been, I've only just recently started listening to Dolores Cannon. Have you listened to any of her stuff or heard of her?
Is there another Dolores maybe I've heard of? I don't know if I've heard Dolores Cannon. Did you say Cannon?
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but I'll sure.
You should look her up. Yeah, no, you've got to look her up. She's passed away now, but she did a huge body of work where she basically mapped out human history through all the clients she had and the techniques, because she did this type of hypnosis that was so deep, and it was got to the true core higher self that had she called it the subconscious, but it's not subconscious in terms of like how psychologists would how psychology would explain it, but it's she said she was able to access people's past lives and their lives, between lives, etc. And the information she got from, I mean, some people would even speak in other languages, and they literally it would be like they were back in that time, and she documented all of this stuff. So it's just very, very interesting if you listen to her stuff, because she talks about 5D as well. She talks about.
She's the one who came up with background characters as an idea, isn't she?
Yeah.
NPCs. And she discovered it all by accident.
Yeah.
She was hearing the same thing from different people.
It's a bit like Michael Newton as well. He wrote a book called Journey of Souls and Destiny of Souls, and he was doing the same thing, hypnosis, and they were finding what's going on between lives, what happens in the afterlife, etc. But I have theories on all of this stuff, so yeah, sorry, I keep talking, but I wanted to talk about that so you could talk about your past life stuff.
Well, I'm not sure what all I feel like I want to disclose right now, but
oh, okay.
Mostly because I feel like I'm still trying to understand. I have days where it's just like, I guess maybe the word is download, where I feel like I'm really being shown and hearing myself tell me who I am and who I've been and what I have done. And basically for quite many years, I've been praying in Juno, and my faith. Well, of course, I've learned a lot about it religious. I wasn't brought up religious, but I have my own faith. And obviously source, God, whatever we want to call him. And but I've prayed for a really long time for the faith that I would be willing to get my heads chopped off in town square to prove that it's not happening. You can't take me out, because I've experienced death many times in this life.
I was literally thinking about that this morning. That's so funny. I was thinking about how I'm not scared of death, and this whole bullshit, even if they killed me, I don't give a shit. You know, it's like, it was like that. I literally felt like, I thought there must be people out there who feel exactly like you do, where it's just like, I'm not sacrificing my integrity for this crap. I'd rather die. Yeah, that's literally the point that most of us have gotten to, or did get to, even before we started on this journey. Are you feeling alone now, or are you feeling a bit?
Well, that's part of why I jumped on here, because you know, through a lot of the, you know, I'm on Telegram primarily, and just all of the different, you know, people that I've been following, I feel not so alone as a result of that. But I'm here in Juneau. It's very liberal, which I love people from all walks of life, period. But the narrative is just so deeply ingrained. We're almost at 70% in Juneau alone, and Alaska. I'm really concerned about Alaska. I'm concerned about Alaska because we're this massive chunk of land, the richest state by resources and land, and we have less than 1 million people here, and half of them have been. Yeah. So I don't like that.
That's okay. There's good stuff coming. This is the 3D reality. So that's the thing that Mark was trying to say, that it's literally like there's two worlds going on. And this is why I was sort of saying you should look up Dolores Cannon, because she was the one talking about the ascension process and things like that, and how the two worlds are kind of, they're simultaneously occurring at the same time. And how you really have to pull yourself out of that fear, which is what I've been saying all along, because the fear is holding you to that you're going to have too much of that experience. We're creating our experience as we're going along. And so if you keep getting bogged down in that, what you think is reality, it's not, it's an illusion. Okay. That's a 3D frequency. And what you need to do is actually envision and constantly raise your frequency. And this is why you're getting these downloads and your mind's opening up, because that is available to you. That frequency is available to you, and you're able to access more information in order for you to raise your vibration. This is your test. And in the end, it doesn't matter, because we're eternal. So it doesn't matter, but now's your time. Get your vibration up, because we are ascending. This is a very unusual occurrence. Our actual entire planet or realm, whatever you want to call it, our world is also, it's ascending. Its actual frequency is changing. And you need to, like, you can either go with it or get flicked off.
Let's tell Antonio the story. So last night, I got woke up at like 2 a.m. like by like a bolt of lightning in my body. It literally woke me. I was lying in bed like, going, what the fuck is this? And then I had these visions for like half an hour. It was like a sped up cartoon movie, and it was so freaky. And I was just like watching it going, no, I'm not scared. I'm not scared. What is this? And it was just, and I couldn't slow it down. So I just went with it. And then I woke up at 4:44 exactly. Ping. And then I did a full day's work before the kids went to school.
And they had told me, because that was my daytime, and I got this message, go and meditate now. And that was when this was happening. And I think just before I was actually dowsing something really quickly, and randomly it said, sending Mark energy now or something. What was it? Mark pulling new energy in now. And I went, huh? What's that mean? that was when you were feeling that thing. I was like, what does that mean? Mark pulling new energy in now. So yeah, there's these upgrades going on. There's all these things. This is all frequency. I know it's very hard for people who don't believe in this multidimensional reality to understand what is going on. But just think, when you are tapped in and you're feeling these things, and this has been going on for years for people, these high-pitched noises in the ears, this feeling like they're dizzy, there's different waves of this, and it's because everything is one. Every single thing in our world that is organic it vibrates. It's all connected. It's all sentient. It's all connected. Okay, so when the frequency of our environment is changing, so do we. And it has to, in order for us to all evolve at the same time. This is a once in a billion-year event, and everyone's watching us going through this ascension process. Everyone in all the different worlds, all the different realms, they're all watching us do this.
It's quite annoying, actually, because I now get dressed to go to the bathroom.
Oh no, you're like this blue thing staring at you. It's going, nice.
Yeah.
Tackle box, Mark. Very symmetrical.
Symmetrical. That used to, when I was a kid and got my first suit made, and the tailor said, "Which side do you dress, sir?" I went, "Well, I usually get out the left side of bed." I had no idea what he was talking about.
Which side do you dress on? Left.
Which way are you looking at it from?
Can you part down the middle?
No, I'm like, well, if you had a small little, then you could, but you know.
That's the best thing to do with interdimensional shifts, is just do willy jokes. It's much better.
Yeah, I know. We said this is the thing. Is like I've been up here for 2 weeks and I couldn't do videos because I was just like, how do I explain this information? It's all up here. It's like really, and then I have to come crashing down to earth. This is what I talk about. Boobs and bums and
it's all 3D anyway. Antonio, it's lovely to meet you. We're going to move along because there's loads of people waiting. So
Thank you.
Good luck, sweetie.
Good luck.
Yeah.
I hope you can chat in Telegram.
I have a little kid, so I'll watch as much. Watch as much as I can. Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Have a beautiful morning.
Thank you.
Bye, darling. Her audio was a bit funny. That's why I stepped in. I was trying to.
I know, but it's lovely and common story. The loneliness thing.
Yeah.
I don't feel lonely anymore. I did.
I don't.
I felt really lonely, but then you know, I kept
getting. You met me.
I haven't met you yet. You're miles away.
Oh, shut up.
No, what I mean is, I kept getting told by healers and stuff, you're never alone. You've got spirit guides with you, angels with you. You know, there was a time when I was like, yeah, whatever. And but literally now, I can feel them like all the time, and it is like living in two worlds, because I can have a conversation with them and with dead people. They're coming in, and I speak to them, or stars, or whatever, and then I'm doing the washing up. You know,
welcome
3D.
to my world.
Exactly.
I've been experiencing that for decades.
Yeah, but
it's good that everyone else is.
You know, I did the video. Did you see the one I did with names have got Tracy Holloway?
Yes, it was beautiful.
Have you downloaded that? I don't suppose you've had time, but she's got these light code things that she was that people.
No, I told all the people in my Telegram group about.
But I've listened to they're amazing.
She's amazing. Her voice. See, this is the thing. I've heard people have said this about you and me, that our voices trigger things. And somebody said that every time I talk, their dog jumps on them and starts, licking the phone and whatever.
Yeah.
I got that with Tracy.
Yeah.
I heard her voice.
What, you started licking the phone?
Yeah. I heard her voice wrong. And I was doing something and I was listening to it. I mean, the moment she started speaking, I just thought, oh,
I know.
she's so tapped in. And then it just triggered my brain to open up different things that weren't open before, if that makes sense. And then I started receiving information that was already there, and because all of us have access to this information because we're all connected to source, which is God. So it's just a matter of certain facets. And when we say brain, we don't mean physical brain. It's your consciousness. It's certain things that are blocked as we come in here, because this is the only reality in the whole universe that you forget when you're born. There's an amnesic state, and you forget as you're coming into each life.
Yeah,
so that all of that you have to remember again. Yeah,
but I think
she unlocked
a big part of the shift as well is letting go of 3D.
Yep.
I know I got told that 3 years ago when I was suicidal. You got to let go of everything. I was like, everything. And I was like,
this is why I felt like I wanted to give everything away, and I just wanted to
everything,
buy things for people.
Because however much you think everything is, you've got to go a little bit further, because you have to literally let go of even things like this, because it's not going to be the same.
I've gone through that.
People are emotionally attached to the stuff in their houses. I was a real hoarder when I was younger. When I moved house a lot of times. There'd always be like a skip or two full of stuff. Real hoarder. And then I ended up with nothing. I was like one suitcase.
That's the best way to be. Oops.
I know. But it took me 48 years to learn it.
But this is what I was doing in the last week and a half. This is why I couldn't do a video, because I was literally grieving everything. And I was just like, I have to let it all go. I have to act like I'm literally leaving what happens. And I was grieving everyone. And I felt like I just wanted to give everything to everyone. And I still do. And I think what happened to me, Mark, and maybe some people who are in the chat have experienced this as well, because there was a lady in my Telegram who said she experienced this. I think I got taken. Okay, now I have never been aware of this. I think they've blocked my memory so much in my lifetime that I had no idea that this was going on. And I know why they blocked it now, because I have a really brilliant memory. I have a really good memory, and I've been remembering things now that I shouldn't be remembering that they're trying to block, okay? And I know something happened, and they put my last video I did, I was holding my head in pain. They put something here, okay? Now, these aren't bad aliens, okay? But I think what happened was I experienced something because I went up into a higher dimension. And what I experienced was having no ego in that dimension. And I think in that then coming back here, I literally was grieving because it was like I experienced something so amazing and beautiful, and then I came back and I was like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. What am I doing here? And I was just so sad. I was just so sad because I just felt sad for everyone who is here. And I wanted everyone to get out of here. And I was freaking out. It's really horrible density, yeah.
It's a tough gig.
It's really, really tough.
Right, let's bring somebody else in.
Yeah.
I'm looking for naked.
Nice people. Some beautiful people in the chat. You're looking for naked people?
I'm joking. Right, Amanda. Hello. Big smile.
Unblock your thing. She's not naked, Mark. Damn.
No, I got a little bit.
Okay, please don't. No. Right, thanks. Hi.
Hello, you lovelies.
How's it going?
How are you?
I'm very well. I'm sitting out here on my porch, enjoying the beautiful sunshine. Got to what?
It's freezing here. I said it's about to snow here where I am.
Oh, I'm sorry. I will send sunshine to you.
You don't have to say sorry. It's great.
I'm sick of the winter. I'm very happy. Look, there's a bee right here.
Beautiful.
Just humming around me right now. I love you too. You guys are so fun. Do you see that?
Yep.
It's like right here. He's trying to join
Somebody-
the chat.
Watch it. Make sure it doesn't lick the phone.
Right. Oh wow. I mean, it is really humming right here to me. Anyways, I got to get up this morning and go sit in my pyramid, thanks to you two. You know, had that experience this morning, did my meditation. Sorry, my heart is beating pretty hard right now because
don't think about it, just talk.
I'm just so excited to be on live with you guys.
Don't worry about that, just talk. Just talk like you're talking to normal people.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, it is. I know you guys are normal. But then I got to do my grounding mat. It came in the mail yesterday.
How good's that?
Oh, amazing. So tell me if you guys felt this the first time. I'm not sure, but when I put it down on the ground, right, plugged it in, both my hubby and I put our feet down, and it was like the middle of the bottom of my foot on the thick part felt a little like, like charge. Right? And it was just freaking amazing. So I was like addicted to it all day yesterday.
You don't want to get off it, hey? Yeah.
Yes.
Did you get the bed sheets?
I did. Well, they're on back order. So
okay, when you get them, like you'll have like an hour sleep and it feels like a full night's sleep. Like you won't want to get out of bed. It's really good.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
That's why, like, look at me. I've had 1 hour sleep.
Well, you were always like supercharged, though, you know, because you got all your amazing little tools around you too. And like you said,
not just that,
but it's helped to accelerate, right? It's just to help accelerate, boost you to get to there, right? And so I have these 2 trees out here, like you two. I've been trying to connect with my trees, and I hug them every morning, right? One's a girl, one's a boy. I do know that they haven't given their names to me yet, but I'm trying to get
just
there.
The feeling,
Yeah. And then doing the gardening, right? Got my garden going this year. I tried it last year, but I've been growing like a lot of flowers from seeds, trying to grow my own sage, right? To burn my own stuff, not to take away from all the marketed stuff, you know, or if you can, like, try to buy it from the Native Americans, right? That are selling it.
The white sage,
Yes. And then like I was out and my neighbors were out and walking around, and I just started just talking out my mouth, right? Diarrhea of the mouth just coming out. And like, hey, I do healing. Come on over. Let's do some stuff. Right. And so I normally wouldn't do that, but the ladies are going to come over and they're going to sit in my pyramid and sit on the grounding mat. And I'm going to try to give them a massage and do some Reiki and like aura work and whatever the hell just comes out of me. Just freaking fly by the seat of my pants, and just been very emotional. I was listening to Lucy the other day. We were coming home from a wedding out in Nebraska, which was just beautiful. Beautiful. I don't think people realize what the country does to you, you know, when you go out there. And driving back, we were listening to Lucy, and she said this one thing, and I just burst into the most amazing, beautiful tears, because I feel that way with the vision of the world, but not a lot of people feel the same way. But through us, right, we do, right? But like on a physical note, not a lot of those people around me here in Colorado are.
Yeah.
And she was like, our life should be a vacation. It should be permanent.
It should be. That's the way our fifth dimensional density Earth should be. Yeah, absolutely.
And I do. I do.
We do.
And I can't. It's hard for me like with you guys. It's hard to vibe when you go out into the 3D world, right? You have to go to.
It's really hard. Yeah.
It's so hard.
Very hard.
You have to protect yourself, and you have to, like, you know what I mean? And
this is why Mark and I talk about all of these things. You know, we're not just talking about these, like the grounding mat that you have and the pyramid and all of that, because we need these tools in this very dense energy, and it's helping you, right? So it's helping you to raise your vibration. So
yes,
you people got to do that inner work, but they also need these extra tools just to help us, because we know we're constantly getting bombarded, constantly getting bombarded by things. So Mark is very clever in finding the people seem to come to him that have all of this amazing stuff, and all of these things. They're all tools to help us. This is the only thing we can do. See, talking about all of the Mars and and that. Okay, we know that's going on over there. We understand, but it keeps you pulled down into the density. There was something amazing that I know I talked about Dolores Cannon, but she said this thing about fear, and I thought, for fuck's sake, I've been saying this the whole time, and it was so brilliant. And I thought it's just so succinct, and I just wish everyone could just remind this and stick this on bloody t-shirts. Because it just sums it up. And I'll just tell you what she said really quickly. It was, fear holds you to the old earth. Fear is an illusion. Fear is for entertainment purposes only. Because if you look at this not just from your one lifetime that you have here, but as multidimensional being, where you've been everything. You've been a tree before. You've been a rock before. You've been a blade of grass. You've been the air. You've been water. Because everything that's alive, you've experienced, because the essence of you is from the Creator. So you're a fragment of that, okay? So you, as a consciousness, has experienced everything, and you're eternal. So in this density, we have fear there to be a contrast, to get you to explore more of yourself. It's for entertainment purposes only. This is an illusory world. So when you delve into the fear and you go, oh, I've got to nut it out and find out which politician's saying a lie and which one's telling the truth, and when are they going to get out of office, and when is that going to happen, and what do you think's happening in China? What do you think's happening over there?
It drains you.
It doesn't do anything. It's just continually a machine manifesting the same thing over and over again, and all it does is it pulls the life force out of you. It's for entertainment purposes only. Have the view of looking at the world as though you're observing it from the outside looking in. You are something else. You're higher than this. And it's just
I piss people off a lot, because I tell people, as fast as you get effing mad, you should get effing happy.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I don't care. So when I get upset and it drives people nuts because you're not upset anymore, I'm like, no, I'm done. I don't hold that. I don't want to hold that energy.
That's really good. Yeah, you have to let all of these things go. This is it. This is the last. We're literally as a human race, time's running out. You're going to have to ascend. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck here, really slowly getting out of here. Okay?
Right.
Because the reason why we talk about this 5D stuff, the frequency is a bit faster than what it is here. Okay, so I was saying this. Did I say this to you, Mark, about the analogy about the deep ocean? So it's like
the bend.
Yeah, it's like getting the bends, right? So we're like on the bottom of the ocean. So if you can think where we are, because we've got to think of this in a physical sense, even though everything's multidimensional and time doesn't exist and everything. So imagine you're a scuba diver and you're right at the bottom, on the bottom of the ocean floor, and it's very dense, okay? And that's 3D. And then as you're changing your vibration and your frequency, you're going up into different layers and layers and layers of these other dimensions, and there's less pressure on you, right? But if you can't do it super fast, because that's where the bends. That's what's been happening over this time. Is it's taking so long because you've got to try and adjust to the next level. So here in this,
like a video game,
we're in 3 and 4D, okay, and we're trying to get to 5D. The frequency is a bit higher, okay, but the essence of you always stays the same. That is the scuba diver, okay. So all through all those densities is the same scuba diver, okay. That's why there is a 24th dimension you, okay, and it's existing all at once because time doesn't exist. But you, in your experience, in your 3D experience, we want to get you to 5D. Now, some people are going to do it faster than others. But right now, our actual earth, our organic earth, is also ascending. Okay, it's also transforming and ascending and growing and moving into this other dimension. And that's why we keep talking about new earth. I don't call it new earth anymore. I call it true earth. Okay, because this is the illusion. And we're trying to get people to hurry up and do this and get this right, because you want to get out of here.
Well,
okay? Otherwise you get stuck.
What everybody seems to be suffering from now is what we used to call, when I was learning to fly, white knuckle syndrome. So whenever a student gets in an airplane and they're learning to fly it, they grip it like this and they've got white knuckles here. And they move it jerkily like this, and it goes all over the place. It's a nightmare. But actually, when you're flying something really fast, you fly like this, very gently. That's how you fly a plane, right?
Yeah.
And it's the same as this. We've just got to breathe into this and trust it, because it's not going to crash. It's very unlikely it's going to crash. And you just steer with the wind. You go with the same as the sailing. You got to. That's why everybody should go sailing. Learn how to be with the elements.
Yeah.
You know? Because when you go with them, it's easy. When you fight against them, it's hard. You know, and a lot of people in the chat are going, "What do you think of this person? What do you think of that person?"
I just saw that. Yeah.
Like, I want to say something to that. Who cares? Who cares what I think? Who cares what Jason says?
Right?
It's all about you.
Yeah.
There's no gurus anymore. You're the guru that you're looking for.
This is why I've let
You're
go
never supposed to
of
put
all
the people on a pedestal, right? Like,
I don't think that's what they were talking
you've
about.
said that over and over and over and over again. You have said it, JC. You're like, don't. I'm not a goddess.
I'm like, stop making me out to be.
Yes, we're all to have the same blood, right? Well, to a point, right? Hybrid and whatever the stuff. But yeah, but we all have like that. And I that's where I don't know. I had this like weird premonition come to me, like, with our senses, and we're supposed to be remembering our senses, right? We have the 5, but I feel like we have 10 fingers for a reason, because we have 10 senses. 10 senses that we're supposed to bring in, and we're working on the other 5.
Well, that's our natural state. That's our natural state. This is the thing. But what, I think what you're saying about don't put people on a pedestal, but it's also about, it's just about you and it's your experience, but at the same time, so there's this multi-dimensional thing going on. So it's your experience in this meat suit, as Mark calls it.
Rented body.
Okay. So, but you're a fragment of the collective consciousness. So we're not hive mind. We're not animals. So animals have one consciousness. So like a herd of cows, they are actually, it's a group consciousness. Okay. But then you become an individual when you become a human. All right. So we're experiencing, it's God or the Godhead experiencing itself. That's what we are. It's just God experiencing itself as an individual. So the point is it doesn't matter what all of these things mean, or what you think of this person or that person or whatever. Try to just let go of all of that and experience, how does everything feel for you, and get in touch with you. And that's why I was talking about talking to the trees, because nature, especially trees, is the purest connection to source. It's uncorrupted. It's not a piece of plastic, it's not a piece of technology, it's organic and it's uncorrupted, and it is connected to the 5D earth, let's just say. Okay. And so and it's connected to God. So if you want to have truth and remember who you are inside, that's why you go out in nature.
Well, would you feel like all of us are like little trees?
Yeah, we are. We're the walking trees. The trees said to me, "You're the walking trees." Yeah, you are the walking trees.
That's what I feel.
We are. They are a consciousness. So trees, according to Dolores, so I keep bringing her up because the work was unbelievable. It's so groundbreaking. People, us, have once been trees. Because our consciousness is connected to everything. You were a bee once. You experienced being a bee once. You experienced being a flower once. Very short life, but you were a flower.
I mean, the people in the chat, I can't see or anything, but doesn't that just bring, like, it almost makes me cry when you say that.
But this is the thing, people freak out about. Yeah, people think that they're separate.
And all you have to do is just, like, I've done so many, you know, like almost 10 years ago, I stopped watching the telly because, right, I really only watch it for the freaking weather. And then I was like, what the fuck am I watching this whole depressing shit for, to just watch the damn weather? Like, I can now look at my damn phone and watch the weather now, right? So I turned all that shit off. And then started to break away, right? And just break away and break away, break away, and more so and more so. And it was just like, it was like the most liberating thing in the world to break away from the trauma, right?
Isn't it wonderful? Yeah.
Oh, it is. And then I can't even, like, because I got almost a 21-year-old daughter, right? And so she's got all the, like, the whatever stuff.
The devices.
Mom, not everything has to always be this way. And then, like what you say, like, once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's just what it is. But that's when loveliness is like, you take yourself back and you work on your inner self, and you find all amazing healers everywhere from around the world, and you pay the money, and instead of going to pay a bill or whatever the hell people want to do, and you work on yourself, and you go on this journey, and you heal from the within, and then you just can't stop. You just can't stop. You just want to just keep.
Amanda, have you had a day in the family where you had no devices on or anything like that?
You know, we have, I think on God's purpose, like when he actually, like, shut stuff off for us, right? Yeah, but for us, yes, I love to take all the technology away and turn things off. But I do have to live in the 3D world because I have to answer my phone for my gym that we own, and like that kind of crap.
Like us, we run businesses, but we've got to do it every now and then.
But would you suggest 2 hours a day or 3 hours a day to do it, or something? You know what I mean? For everybody,
I think as much as possible. Just turn. Even, you know what, Dr. Christiane Northrup, she said that she did this challenge where instead of looking at a phone, you know, most of us are bleary-eyed and we grab our phone and we're like in bed looking at the phone and checking everything while we're sitting there or on the toilet or whatever. She said if you just have 1 hour of not looking at your devices, 1 hour of absolutely, like, even putting the phone far away from you, you know, so that you don't touch it in the morning, and just do something else, like do yoga or do, you know, sit under your pyramid or something like that, just for 1 hour, and extend that. That makes a world of difference to everything in your body. Your whole body clock will be.
We should start a pact that with people around in the world, like 1 time a day, where the internet just shuts off around the world, where everybody just turns their devices off. That'd be so freaking cool. It'd be like a meditative device system for everybody. I don't know how would you call it, but I think that would be awesome. So
I think that's coming.
And just between that and like just like the meditate, like I just love meditating. I love meditating in groups, and if more people can just get together and like meditate, that only uplifts you. And then I can't even tell you, like, the group, when you do it together in a group, it's like so powerful.
It's beautiful, isn't
it? I talked about this on Telegram recently. I think you know, when like lots of women work in an office together, their periods align very quickly.
Yeah.
If you're in a neighborhood or, you know, in an area, if you are vibrating high, your frequency overcomes and squashes the negative frequency of people around you. In that respect, you know, one of the things that we get a lot of feedback from is like, well, what can I do? Well, you're already doing it just by
holding the space. Yeah,
we're all doing this together, you know. So yeah, group meditation like that is a great thing as well. By the way, I don't trust online group meditations, just to say that.
I don't either.
That's a thing that's used.
We've been saying that from the beginning, haven't we, Mark?
Yeah, but group meditations with a group of friends, you're like a powerhouse. It's like I don't know. I can't think of the words, you know, but it's
a giant orgy.
Yeah, it's just a great thing to do. And everybody watching this should just keep focusing on every decision you make on a daily basis being the best decision you can make for you, not getting involved in the drama, because I literally live in two worlds. I live in this beautiful place. I talk to amazing people all day. I get amazing books to read. I've got a great pyramid here. I've got all my little toys, everything I need. And then I have to go out and see people with a mask in the streets. And I'm shocked to see them.
I know. I always I'm like,
is that still going on?
What world do I live in? What?
Is that shit still going on? And then I get this kind of crap post through my letterbox.
Yeah. We can change all of that by not paying attention. Yeah. And
so I think, JT, I think this is an important point. People can hear you say that, and then they go, but what about this, and what about that, and what about my auntie who's just had the doodah, and what about, and people are genuinely worried about the deaths of people. That's something that is
a light for them.
But this is where you have to have a philosophy. Everybody has their own karma. Everybody has their own life contract that they came in here for. You don't know why they did that or why they made that choice. This is the thing that you have to start letting go of, is other people's choices. Yeah. It's a very difficult thing. I've had to do it. I've gone through the grieving process with my family. I think a lot of us have had this. It's kind of been a blessing, because a lot of us did lose friends and family through all of this. Okay. Me being public and having a channel, you'd think that my family would be like, yay, JC, nobody watches me. They don't know nothing. Okay. Not just my family, my friends, nobody. They don't know, and they don't care, and they don't want to know. And I've literally lost them because of this. Okay. And that has been something I've had to grieve and let go of. And I think a lot of people throughout this whole lockdown, because literally they couldn't see their friends that they normally used to see all the time, it's naturally dropped off. But this is part of that frequency change thing, because everything is frequency. If you had two tuning forks and you ding them, they would eventually match frequencies. Okay, things that come close together have to match frequencies.
Or they get divorced.
Or they get what? Or they get divorced.
Pretty much what happens.
That's pretty much what happens, yeah.
Right. Look, it's been fantastic to meet you, Amanda. We're going to move on because we've got loads of people hanging out. But lots of love to you and your family, and thanks for coming on.
Thank you for all your work and helping everyone ascend too, and just being there for people to have a common, right?
Thank you, beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, darling. Gorgeous. Bye, Amanda.
Amazing.
I love that bee. Somebody said that a bee did that to them. Who was it I was talking to? And they said this bee was like buzzing around them, and same thing.
Well, it wasn't licking the phone, so.
Where did it lick the phone?
Right, it's time to get a guy in. Anthony, you ready? I think he is.
Anthony, is it Anthony or Anthony?
Anthony. My middle name is
Is it Anthony McIntosh?
It's Tony.
Oh, it's Tony.
Tony for short.
Tony, I love your beard. Everybody probably says
Thank
that. You look like my brother. You look like my brother. My brother has a big beard like that. He does. He's got a real nice beard. Yeah. How are you?
Hats off, man.
I've been a paramedic. Good.
You look
I've been
just
a paramedic
like my brother.
for 28 years, and
my brother's got his hair like that too. Sorry.
Paramedic for 28 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I decided that I didn't want to be clean shaven anymore, so we grew it out.
Great.
It's good to be on here. I didn't think I'd be on here.
It's good to have you on. And where are you from? What part of the world?
I'm in Tennessee, USA, Tennessee.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of UFO.
I live on 250. I'm not seeing it. I look out every night and I don't see it.
Listen, have you ever seen Dogmen? Have you heard of Dogmen?
No.
You haven't?
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Yeah,
I
have.
They're cryptids, yeah.
What's that?
They're like werewolves. Dogmen. They're cryptids. I'm not joking. There's heaps in
Yeah,
Tennessee.
I believe you. I mean, we have the skunk ape.
Yep. It's a Sasquatch type thing. Yeah. That's no, actually the skunk ape might even be the Dogman. Yeah.
Could be.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I live on 250 acres here and raise longhorn cows. And
oh, beautiful.
I really appreciate you guys. I've been following you for a while. Love you guys. You.
There's a delay, so we'll let you talk.
I'm actually sitting on a heating. I'm sorry, it's on my internet because I'm in the middle of nowhere. I'm actually sitting on a heating pad because I'm having pain in my lower back. I didn't know if that has anything to do with new energy coming in or not, but
a lot of people have been experiencing joint pain, because they wake up feeling a lot of joint pain. Have you had anything unusual happen, paranormal or otherworldly happen to you recently or in your life?
I haven't, not recently. Not in my life either. I actually, I was kind of scared of that probably about a year ago. My wife has, but I always wrote it off until just recently because I just got a better understanding of it when I woke up, and it doesn't bother me anymore. And I'm outside looking up for UFOs all the time now, and of course I haven't seen any yet. Maybe.
So, Tony, how have you been working through all this as a paramedic?
Yeah. And it's all bullshit.
Yeah, it's just a flu.
Yeah. It kind of bothers. Well, for 28 years, I've known that the medical system has been failing us bad. And I didn't really realize how bad until just recently. And it's just crazy. I'm ready to get out of it, trying to get out of it, but I'm only doing it part-time now.
Yeah.
So
a lot of people
we're being failed.
Yeah, a lot of people in the healing. So this is just part of this shift into how we change our world, I believe. There's so many people who are working as nurses and paramedics and even doctors, and they're really losing faith in the system because the system is not matching us anymore. It's not matching where our mindset. It
never has.
It never has, but where people are waking up to it. And so this is a glaringly obvious thing to wake us up to it. And we talked about these tuning forks things. I wanted to talk about this just because for some reason in my head, I had this idea. The place that has these, they've got courses on how to do sound therapy. And I thought,
I got his course.
all these people. Oh yes, because all these people write to me and they're like, I'm a nurse, this is shit, I'm a paramedic, I can't take it anymore. And I'm like, these people need to think of starting to study something else to help people. And everything is about frequency. And I'm telling you, that's probably the best thing people can do is to, and this is, I've looked on their thing, they've got like, they've got 3 courses. I'm not sure if there's more than 3, but they've got the ones that you're just doing them at home, but it will teach you how to be a practitioner of sound therapy and healing with the tuning forks. And it's amazing. And that's essentially what all the other worlds use. I'm sure they've got contraptions and it's all frequency, and that's how they heal and rebalance things in the body.
That's why I've just bought a rifle.
And that's how viruses work. Yeah, viruses work on frequency. How we catch a virus is about frequency. This is why people were talking about, 5G triggers this thing, and people were laughing about it in the mainstream media. It's because the actual viruses are, so if you're a match to someone in your family and they've got a flu, you don't catch the flu. It's in your body. You've already got the virus there. something to do with the frequency. I can't quite explain it, but yeah, it's to do with frequency. I've got to stop talking.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. I love to listen to you guys. I started taking that course. I just went through phase 1 of his tuning forks, because I'm trying to study different ways to heal, because the medical field we're not healing anybody. And I have one time, one call I had where I had an older lady. She wasn't that old. She was probably 42. And she was shaking so bad she couldn't even drink water. And when I went to her house, and her husband's trying to take care of her and make sure she has her 20 medications all taken care of, and she can't figure out why in the world she's shaking and can't function. And I just asked her one simple question, because she retired from work, and I asked her where she worked, and she worked at GE, and they were soldering small parts for aircraft at GE, and she did that for 30 years. So she's been inhaling those heavy metal toxins and chemicals for that long, which is affecting her nervous system. And just 10 minutes of conversation with her, and I have the diagnosis of the patient, where she's going to all these doctors and they're not helping her at all. They can't figure out what's going on. So it's just frustrating, very frustrating.
Yeah, there's a doctor named Dr. Jennifer Daniels, and if people look her up, she was a doctor that got she had to actually flee the US because she was helping so many of her patients. She worked in upstate New York, and there was a long story. You'll have to go and find her story, but she wrote a book about the medical industry and about the pharmaceuticals, and this is one of the reasons why she had to leave. But she basically said that, she said, we're never trained to cure anything. It is all about distributing pharmaceuticals. And those pharmaceuticals, the death rates, she said that it's like, I think they're allowed to sell certain pharmaceuticals if it's like a death, one in 10,000, 1 in 100,000 is classed as safe, a death or something. Yes, turpentine. She does. So Jennifer Daniels is African American lady and a doctor. She's amazing. She got her medical degree at the same time as getting an MBA. Same time, okay. She was studying to be a doctor and getting an MBA at the same time. This is how smart this woman is. And she found out through her clients, who are all mostly African American, that there was she just started trying to find out about their older, like their grandparents or their great-grandparents and their health and things like that. And she found out that there was an old cure that a lot of the African slaves were using, and it had to be cheap. She was like, it had to be cheap. And then even the slave owners would, on their deathbed, they would beg the slaves, please help us, they're dying. And then they'd cure their master. And she's saying, I've got to find out what this thing is. And it was turpentine, which comes from the pine tree.
Huh.
Okay, it's pure gum spirits of turpentine. That's basically what it is. And it's they extract. It's not an essential oil, but they extract this from the pine trees, and we use this in painting. Okay, so as an artist, like fine artist, they used to use it as a solvent. It's a solvent basically, but it's safer. Okay, so she worked out she experimented on herself, and she worked out the safest dose before you start getting nerve damage. Okay, and she was able to get her patients to use this. She wasn't prescribing them any medication. She knew that if they just used this turpentine and sugar, that it would cure a lot of the stuff that ails you. And most of it has to do with parasites and fungus and candida in the body.
Yeah.
And this is so cheap, okay? Now, the Rockefeller, I don't know the Rockefeller. Am I saying something bad, Mark? I might get you challenged.
Probably.
Well, in the Merck manual, you know about the Merck manual, Anthony? So back in 1901, turpentine actually was in the Merck manual, okay, for cures. It was actually in there. And then when they started the pharmaceutical industry, they thought, shit, this thing cures too much, right? We're going to have to put a big poison sign on it saying it's poison, don't take it. Kerosene is another thing in Europe. In Eastern Europe, they use kerosene. We're not talking about turpentine or kerosene, the synthetic version. We're talking about the original plant-based version, okay, the original natural version of those things, okay, not the petroleum-based stuff. So these things in small doses can actually cure you of so much. And these people have, I mean, but
they call this poison. This cures everything.
Yeah. You know about that. We can't even say.
What is that,
we can't
Mark?
even
I can't see
it.
Chlorine dioxide.
Are you allowed to say that?
Oh, yeah. I saw you talk about that.
It cures everything.
We can't even say it. We can't even say the guy's name who talked about it. Yeah.
I'll just get my mark.
Well, and that's the bad part is anything that anything that cures and heals, you know, you can't talk about it's illegal. And
this came through the post today. It doesn't mention.
I guess.
Sorry, Tony.
No, there's no cure.
God, keep putting Anthony.
That's all right. We were talking about this the other day because sassafras root grows wild here in Tennessee like weeds, and sassafras, you know, the Indians use it therapeutically for different ailments. But one thing we found out, and the FDA had ruled it cancerous, so you can't actually make sassafras root beer anymore, true sassafras root beer, because they said it was cancerous. Well, we found out why that was is because sassafras is used to make Molly or ecstasy and it's therapeutic, but it's therapeutic. So, but they don't want you to know about that. So they make it illegal, make it cause cancer, deadly toxin.
It's inverted. Somebody said in the chat, it's inverted. So it is. The whole system is inverted.
It is. Everything's upside down, and it's crazy because my wife's a nurse in the hospital as well, and it's just crazy. You know, they're not treating people to cure them.
I was about to say, what does your wife do? Because it feels to me as though you need to work, obviously, but you're on that sort of brink of, should we do something else? What are we going to do? We need
to shift. We need to shift to doing something that is actually making the difference, because this isn't making the difference. As well, me as a paramedic, the only thing that I am is a light in a time of crisis, really.
You are.
Tony,
I'm not.
You have,
and some of the emergency. Yeah.
Sorry, man. There's a delay. That's the reason. You have the soul of an ancient healer for me, and you've got an amazing bedside manner, and you've got to carry on healing, but just do the good stuff now.
He's holding the light. He's all the difference. Yeah, he's making all the difference though in this industry.
We just need to change and make a difference to actually heal people, and you know, get out of our field. But I keep trying to get downloads on and figure out how I used to heal people in the past, but it's not coming.
I'll tell you how you do it. I'm going to tell you how you do it. So you've got to step out of your own way and you're just a conduit.
Yeah.
And just you've got these two things that can heal, right? And just trust.
Yeah.
That's the only thing stopping us. I think we're just conduits and we can heal. And you just have to trust that the energy of the universe can come through you, and it passes through you with intention to help others. I think your voice can heal people.
Yeah, amazing voice.
And the other thing is that we can't heal, Tony. We can't heal. Oh gosh, I hate to mention it again, but Dolores Cannon. I was just listening to her today. and she was talking about Jesus and the Essenes.
I like her.
Because one of her, or a few of her clients over the years, they actually knew Jesus in a past life, and it was very, like, she knows it wasn't fake. You know, these people were speaking Aramaic in the chair, and you know, they're remembering all these past lives. But she said that the story of Jesus, what she worked out is that he did heal people, but the Bible made it out as though he was just healing everyone left, right, and center. He would actually assess them, and he could see their karma and say, this person's chosen to be sick because they need to experience it. So he wouldn't heal those people. So it actually requires, healing requires the person wanting to be healed, and really they need to want that, and then they can be healed by the healer. And they need to, it needs to be a consent thing going on. Yeah.
Frequency again.
And some people don't want to be healed. Honestly, in all the work I've done over the years with clients, there are some people who are just very, very happy being sick. They're actually really happy being sick, and they love talking about it. They love talking about being sick, and they love talking about all the medication they take, and they love talking about the trouble in their life.
I love being not sick.
Yeah.
I'm talking about
I do too. It's
great.
They like the victim mentality, I guess.
Yeah.
They like the victim mentality.
But that's part of their experience. It's part of their experience. That's what they want to experience. Yeah.
See, I understood and I really liked alternative medicine prior to this, but it wasn't until a year ago that I actually started understanding it and figured out how important it is and how important frequency is. Like, I really didn't even understand Reiki, and now I'm like, shoot, I can, just by touch, just by being close to someone, I can actually make their day. I can heal them if that's what they want. And so I just think it's impressive to me, but it's only just been recently that's opened up for me. That even a possibility.
You're remembering. I think you're remembering.
Yeah.
Tony, that's why I do shit jokes, because I've healed at least 2 people in the last 6 months.
Right. Yeah, and that works too.
Millions of people watch my shows, but I've healed 2.
See, you're the light in the time of crisis, just like I am.
Well, what does the guy do? Does he go left? Does he go right? Does he comply?
Yeah, exactly.
I know all his lines, and I still laugh at them.
You don't know that one.
I do know that. You've said that at least 3 times.
We've spent too many hours on YouTube, you and me. Tony, been amazing to meet you. We've got a load of people waiting, so we're gonna thank you. Thanks for saying hello.
Absolutely.
Tony.
You're gonna be one of the greatest healers in history.
Love you guys.
Take care, man.
Hi to your wife.
I hope so. I love you guys.
Cheers,
love you too.
I will. Appreciate you.
Bye.
I love you. Bye.
Love you too.
Bye. What a beautiful guy.
So
I felt a druidic feeling with him.
Yeah.
Did you feel that too?
That was the beard.
Yeah. No, it wasn't just the beard. No, I felt it like a real wise. He was like, get a fix from Asterix.
I just want to, say to everybody watching, welcome back to the Dolores Cannon show. After the break.
Oh, stop.
No, she's amazing. I'm glad you're talking about her.
No, it's only because there was so much. It just fits. Everyone who watched it in my Telegram group were going, this joins all the dots for me. Oh my gosh, this joins all the dots for me. Because it's this key of information about our reality. Of course, that's why I mentioned it so much. So sorry about that.
Are we allowed to tell people the past lives that you think I've had?
And me, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not that I think it came through suddenly with this whole download I had. That experience was incredible. So I've always been able to remember a lot of my past lives, and I've never had, people go, oh, they're Cleopatra and all that. I've never had anything prominent. It's all been very ordinary, incredible, but very ordinary lives. And then I asked the pendulum.
Nigel's
I want to know. Stop. Listen. Let me finish. I said, "What is okay? Tell me about. Have Mark and I had any interesting past lives? And it said yes. And then it immediately says, I had no idea, Victor Hugo. And I was like, what? Crap. Oh, you should have seen my face. I was laughing my head. I was like, yes, Mark, Victor Hugo. And then it spells Amelia Earhart. And I was like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. And I was like, that's just incredible. Mark was a Victor Hugo and Amelia Earhart in consecutive order. And then I asked, well, what about me? Did I have anything interesting? And I was freaking Sun Tzu from The Art of War. Jesus.
I don't look anything like that.
Yes, you do. Hey, listen, this guy, look at the top left one.
I like him. I like him.
I love him.
He looks a bit
but and apparently I was his wife. Mark.
Yeah, but didn't he have like loads of mistresses as well?
Yeah, and he shagged 500 birds in 2 years.
That was definitely me.
That was you, you bastard.
But the funny thing is, right, I never wanted to watch.
She looks like you when you were a little boy. Look at that. Please show her face.
She's one of my all-time heroes.
Can you show the audience?
I'm showing them.
Can you go back to your past life as Amelia Earhart and find out what the hell happened to her?
Yeah, I've been trying to do that weirdly for years. I've read all of her books. I've studied her disappearance and everything.
Do you think she went to the Bermuda Triangle? Maybe she went into 5D.
Maybe she ascended.
Hang on a minute, it's you.
And then decided to come back as me. Crazy. Yeah, it's quite interesting because I did. So for people watching this that are not on my Telegram, something really funny. So JC said one of her past lives was Sun Tzu, who wrote The Art of War. Mm-hmm. Well, I was out. It was my 11-year-old twin's birthday weekend. 3 days of 17 boys in the house.
Smelly socks and farts.
I was just cleaning up everywhere, bossing people. It was brilliant, and they had a great weekend. And then on the Sunday, it was beautiful weather, and Carrickeel that's near here, which I'm very drawn to all the time. I'd live up there if I could. I said, right, lads, we're going up a mountain, and they were like, never been up a mountain. So I took the lads up the mountain. As I'm walking down the mountain, the sun is really bright, and in my head, I'm just hearing sun. Look at the sun, and I'm going, sun. Yeah, okay, it's sunny. Sun. And there's a car park there, sun. And then I get told to look to the left, and the number plate said TZU, Sun Tzu. And then I was looking up, going, "Oh, you're fucking hilarious. You are."
And it was me going, "I'm here."
I wasn't thinking of you. I was thinking of Mr. T.
Oh, it's funny. And I was Boudicca as well. I was Boudicca.
Boudica, I think we're supposed to say it now. Boudicca.
Whatever.
Yeah, she was cool. I like her. Anyway, Chloe's been waiting ages. I'm going to let Chloe in. You ready, Chloe? Here we go.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. How are you?
Hello. Ozzy.
Yes.
Why are you awake at 2:25 a.m.?
Insomnia.
I'm talking to myself. Why are you awake at 2:25 a.m.?
Well, I was sitting here. I live in Melbourne at the moment. So
how's it going? Yeah, they're in another lockdown, unfortunately.
Yeah, the fourth lockdown. And I went through last year's lockdown as well. And I think I'm just awake because of the consciousness here at the moment. It's I don't want to talk about anything negative, but there is a density here. Yeah.
There is, yep.
In the collective consciousness. I wanted to show you my crystals.
You got one too. You got a selenite ball. Let me get my ball.
Yes, a selenite ball. Apparently it's a Lemurian, but I've got a massive selenite.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a big boy.
So it's interesting we're talking about density and now we're bringing out selenite because this helps. I've got it all on the windowsills. I've got heaps of selenite. And I'm thinking it's helping to sort of clear a bit of that density.
It will, yeah.
Yeah. So
if you amplify, you can amplify. I've got a Lemurian.
Let's hold our crystals up.
Have you got an American seed crystal?
I do. I have an amethyst in my hand for some reason. It's a double helix, I think they call
that's
it.
supposed to help you sleep.
Chloe's winning this crystal off, by the way.
All my big guys are too far away.
She's been to pimpmycrystal.com.
Yeah. And I've got my rose essential oil spray. Just spray that up. It's supposed to have
some under here. I'm sweating a bit.
Yeah. Oh right, yeah. Waft it over there.
Smelly boy who wears his shirt 3 days in a row.
I watched it.
When I see, do you want to hear something funny, Chloe?
No.
Yes.
When I see Mark on Astral Journeys, I'm like, you're wearing the same shirt you were wearing yesterday. He was wearing the same shirt.
I don't get changed unless it's a restaurant or someone else is buying it.
And then he woke up and I go, Mark, I saw you, and you were wearing that shirt. You were wearing the same shirt. So it sounds like, are you in the thick of it? Like, where are you in Melbourne? What
I'm Elwood. I'm in Elwood.
I know where Elwood is. Okay, so Elwood's near the water.
Yeah,
the water.
Thank God. Thank God.
It's a very nice part of Melbourne. But I do know, because I had a lot of my clients were from Melbourne that I had back in the day before I had a YouTube channel and I was doing psychic readings. And they seem to be they're very indoctrinated.
Yes, well, there's a lot of
very
people
conservative.
There's a lot of people wearing masks here. I don't wear a mask.
Yeah. Good.
I just don't. I stopped doing it at the end of the last lockdown. And then, I mean, for a long time here, a lot of people haven't been wearing masks because that was lifted and suddenly now it's back on again, which is nice because you can see the contrast between why is that so. There's a lot of people questioning here now.
Good.
A lot of my friends are questioning, but unfortunately there's a lot of, and I know the codes, there's a lot of indoctrination in regards to the V. So a lot of people, unfortunately, are watching mainstream news. So, I mean, I haven't watched television for years, and I think that's why. Yeah. And, just through my own upbringing, I was brought up in a sort of spiritual group. I'm aware of brainwashing. So I think that's why I can kind of cut through it. I can kind of cut through the brainwashing. Yes. And I do my part, but like you said, and I got a lot out of you telling, there's another lady you were talking to, I think Amanda, and you were saying, look, and ultimately it's a choice for everybody in the end, because I think as a healer and a psychic medium myself, you can see through the illusion, and you want to get on top of the mountains and shout it out to everybody, but it's so infuriating, and then you feel so much responsibility, like you have to do something about it. But it's hard.
The time for trying to wake people up is over, essentially. And the other thing is we can't force others. So I've got a theory. This just hit me.
Yeah.
Do you know how people go, why can't they just reveal things and make everybody know that this is fake and da-da-da? Because do you want to know why? Because free will. We live in a reality that has free will. They are not allowed to interfere.
Yeah.
And not only that, karmically, when you take on board somebody else's stuff, so as a medium, as a psychic, you will know that when you help another person, they need to willingly come to you to ask for help. You can't enforce anything on them, right? Because you will accumulate karma that way, and that's part of this. So they really have to shake people awake. And what ends up coming through is, instead of getting infuriated, why can't people just hurry up and get it? Focus on yourself. That's literally the lesson. The lesson is focus on yourself. You create your reality.
Yeah. That was awareness today. Was all about self-care and also having to ground. You have to ground yourself every day and plug into the earth, and it raises your consciousness automatically, and just have the divine
light around you to buffer you from that stuff, and then you kind of cut off from that duality. You cut off, and you're able to just come back to yourself and come back to your heart. So it was a big lesson today, because if you saw me this morning,
I know, darling.
it was just I felt like I was having a meltdown, because I was just tapping into the collective here. And everyone's, there's anger, there's frustration, businesses are affected, all of it,
Did you have any readings this morning? Did you do any readings this morning? Is that why you're feeling it, or you just feeling people in general?
Just feeling people in general, I think. Yeah.
And this is the other thing. Can I tell you, Chloe? So you're a medium and a psychic. Sorry for interrupting. It's just because when the downloads come through, I have to open my mouth.
Yeah.
So the problem with a lot of psychics and mediums is most of them are empaths.
Yes.
And there is a thing, as an empath myself, what you've got to stop doing is thinking you have to feel everything. You don't have to feel everything. Okay, you need to put a permanent buffer between you and everything else. You have to put a permanent boundary between you and everything, energetic boundary between you and everything else.
Yeah.
And only when you need to tap into something do you open that up and feel for a moment, because you can't be on all the time.
No,
I'm
definitely not on all the time. I did tap into that. It is from a past life that I've had in. I always go back to an Atlantean past life, where before the waters came. And I was on the hill, and that's why I keep on thinking I've got to jump on the hill and shout out to everyone, because in that lifetime I was on a hill as in a temple, and we were trying to save the knowledge that was about to be destroyed, because the whole island was going down. Yeah, so I've realised there is that there. So I've realised that, and I've gone, and that's helped me just to cut off a bit as well, because I think there's a reason why we're talking about this, because a lot of other people would be going through the same thing collectively. It's just raising awareness to we are multidimensional beings, and our consciousness is in so many parallel realities, and time is not linear.
It's not. It's happening all at once.
Yeah.
I've got, man, I really need to do that video about my downloads, because I could tell you a whole heap of stuff right now, and I'm like, I can't say it. But basically, so that memory you have of Atlantis was not. It wasn't experienced here. Okay, you came in here to not just remember that, but to awaken others.
That's why you're in Melbourne. You're a bright light.
I know. I was told. I actually moved here in 2019, and Spirit told me that it's going to get really dark there. That's what they said. And I was like thinking, what do you mean, the weather? I know it's cold, but it's going to get really dark there, and I didn't know until
it's an epicenter of darkness. Do you work on? Chloe, do you have memories of working in your sleep in other realms?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I wake up exhausted sometimes.
That's what's happened to me the last 2 weeks. And so this is one of the things I did, was something which I was supposed to record a video today about, and I didn't. And now it's nearly 3 a.m. and so no, I can't. I did some work the other day under the Vatican, and then then last week I did some work in Vancouver Island. Okay, and I think there's also, I mean, you don't have to be where you don't have to be in those places. It's it's one level of your density. Okay, so your 7th dimensional self might be doing work with that.
Yeah.
So you are more than likely doing some work. I keep getting, were you like connected? Sorry.
That's okay. Go for it.
You're reading here. Were you connected to, I keep seeing there's people that are like, that cult, the family, I don't know if they're called the family or something like that. What are they? They're like,
the Moonies.
They're not the Moonies. Yeah, it's not the Moonies, is it?
My father had many wives and lots of children.
The brethren, they're like brethren type people. I don't know what I saw. No. I saw like I'm seeing like that. There's a cult here in the mountains, and they do the same. They do the same thing where they marry. They have their beards.
Not that
like
one.
that.
But the funny thing is, my family, you always tend like attracts like, so you end up sort of gravitating towards them. But I mean, I grew up with it. Obviously, I'm not doing that now. Just putting it out there. But yeah, my parents were involved in a spiritual group, and my father, he had many wives and lots of children.
Yeah, it's like the tribe. I think they're called the tribe or something like that. Is that it?
The thing is, he was a pretty smart man, and when you name something, you give it power. So he never actually named it. So everyone knows him as the guy who had all the wives and the children. Yeah, 9 wives and 63 kids.
Wow.
I'm feeling like for some reason lately I'm mentioning it to people, but it's always something I've just sort of held back because obviously it's like a circus, controversial.
No, because it triggers it in other people. Because I know I've only had. I don't like talking about my background and stuff because I was raised Christian, but there was a period of time where my mother was with a very, very fundamentalist Christian church, and that affected me so much as a kid. Yeah, I hated anything to do with fucking cults or cliques or anything like that, and that's a good thing.
I still have a bit of that. Like I can't. I like to work individually, and I like to maybe facilitate a group as I've had a background as a therapist and a counsellor too, so I don't mind doing that. But when I'm sort of a part of a group, oh my God, I can be triggered. It's because the power of the collective in that group and how it can become its own entity, and it has the power to create victims amongst that scenario. But
all of this is to learn from. We're jumping around a bit, but there was something that the reason why I brought up the cult energy thing, and I forgot now.
Might be the brainwashing going on in Melbourne.
But the brainwashing, exactly.
Yeah.
No, but so the Atlantis thing that you felt about moving to higher ground, a lot of people are saying that they're getting dreams and downloads about water rising. So this is in our consciousness, it's in our collective memory. Yeah. It's in our memory. So there's something going on at the moment where everyone's feeling that there's something coming, right?
Yeah.
And what I believe, we can find the answer to this in. It's going to have to be part of one of my videos. You've heard of mud floods? Have you heard of them?
No. What's that?
Okay, so there's a whole sort of group of research that's very popular at the moment where people are uncovering these. So Melbourne has architecture there.
Don't you worry, I've seen it.
Impossible.
Everywhere.
Impossible for convicts who've just arrived to build that. Okay? It was there when they got here.
Yeah. I've heard of that.
It was there when they got here. Okay, and this is the Tartarian Empire. Same in Sydney as well. We've got the Queen Victoria building. Yeah. It's a Tartarian building. There's and they had free energy and all of that stuff. But so what they believe, these people who've been researching these mud floods, because they're finding these buildings with these
that's true, yeah.
This water line on all these things. But there was some kind of a reset that happens after this mud flood, and then it's kind of wiped out from history. There was something somebody said. I was watching a video the other day, and I went, "Oh my gosh!" Because there were a UK. Yes, it was a guy talking about Regency era. Okay, so he was talking about the Georgian times. And he's saying, if you've been brought up British, he said, our history. When you study history at school, they teach you about, the Middle Ages, 1400s, blah, 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 blah. And then they stop at the Georgian era, they skip over that and then start talking about, and he said, and it just, he goes, I don't know why we missed the whole Georgian era thing. We sort of missed this bit because that's when, the early 1800s is when they reckon the last mud flood happened. And I think that they do this on purpose in that they have this gap. Now, this guy had a theory. He's like, because the Brits were really horrible during that time and we were, going around, starting with the American Revolution, and we lost that, and blah blah blah. But no, they're trying to make a gap in the knowledge of history there because something shifted. This is my theory. My theory is that when the shit hits the fan on Earth, and we're about to destroy ourselves, the people out there, the other beings from other worlds who are of higher consciousness, they go, right, enough of this free will stuff. We've got to do something to help these people out because they're about to kill themselves, right? And then they come in and help.
Yeah.
But I think
there's a lot of DNA here, isn't there?
But I think that this mud flood thing is a reset thing. And I think, because I remember the start of this COVID stuff, I woke up and I went, oh my God, I heard in my head, reset. And I saw the world going, boom, like it was getting wiped. Yeah. And everyone's mind was wiped and it started over again.
It's at the Great Reset, 2030.
So I don't know how it works, but gosh, who knows the level of technology and whatever, it's God,
Well, there's that theory there that it's nanotechnology, and then all they have to do is press a button.
No. We're talking about higher beings that control everything, and they can make, planets. So basically, that's a theory and that's, I think, what everyone's sensing, this flooding, they keep talking about that. I tapped into the trees and they were talking this flooding coming.
Yep.
People keep showing, and they're not showing it on the mainstream news. They're not showing the floods that are going on in China, mainstream news.
Yeah, but I was picking up on water, and I do oracle readings, and I said, there's something about water. And I was hoping, or I thought I'd hear something about something happening, maybe a dam, but I didn't hear anything. But I mean, that's censorship right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
So you are definitely picking up on stuff. What else have you done? I keep talking too much. Sorry about that.
I've talked to a rock, and I've actually filmed it on YouTube because I was going to the forest just to get out of the collective consciousness here because it's so thick and dense. And I definitely recommend everyone just to put their feet on the earth and the sand. And their belly. I've got an Indigenous elder friend, and he says, just put your belly on the earth and just transform it into the earth and let it take it from you. But I had to escape, and go to Sherbrooke Forest and beautiful trees. Oh my God! And I've talked to the trees. I hugged them, and it got me through 2020. Those beautiful giant trees there. Oh, thank God, healing balm. But I walked into the forest, and I was directed by the Fae to go to a giant, a thing they called the giant. Right, the Fae were directing me, so I walked through the forest thinking that I'd come across this large tree. I was waiting for Giant, the tree. But I kept on walking, and they took me to this giant rock that was like a sphere, huge. It was like 3 times the size of me, hidden in the forest. And they said, lay down on the rock. I put it on YouTube, but I lay down
giant?
It was called Giant the Rock. So you
could talk
to. It was a giant.
It was a part of the giant, yeah. Look up Mud Fossil University. This guy proves that all these rocks were actually ancient body parts of giants, and he shows, and he gets it studied, and they find human DNA, they find blood, they find all of it in these rocks. Giant.
Where I go sailing by the lake, there's a thing there. It's called the Sleeping Giant, right? This range of hills. And it is, I look at it every time I go down. It is that is a giant man lying down.
Oh yes, I think I've seen that one.
Mud Fossil University.
Google.
Look it up. Yeah, Chloe, look up Mud Fossil University.
But it's actually called Giant. Is actually a giant. So when they said Giant the Rock, I'm thinking figuratively, metaphorically, but it's actually a giant. Well, I was conversing and channeling, and he was talking about the raising of consciousness, and it's actually Gaia raising the consciousness in herself, which is creating the consciousness shift in us. And because we're going through some electromagnetic plasma part of the galaxy. Like, it was really amazingly
spot on.
out there.
No, you're spot on, Chloe.
Well, this is what the rock was telling me, and it's incredible because we've lost our connection to nature and the relationship to nature. We have to get back to that, and I'm so happy you talk about trees.
I keep telling everyone to talk about the trees. Well, last night I got to my pendulum thing last night, just before. It's still night. They said that I'm connected to God. That I know everyone is, but Gaia works through me. Is like that's one of the because some people, maybe Isis works through them or whatever, but Gaia works through me.
Archetype,
it's some, I don't know, maybe that's why I'm here. I don't know, but who knows? It just is.
No, it makes sense because when you speak, I feel the soothing. It's like a mother holding her children, so it does have a Gaia energy about it. I'm sure you've been told that. And yeah.
It's the essence. So it's I call it signature. So everybody's got like a soul signature or a frequency or whatever. It's the combination of all your experiences and past lives in your consciousness, in your little body, and it has a particular signature. And some are more ancient than others. Okay, so some have. So whatever it is that my frequency or signature has is the person who works with that Gaia consciousness. Does that make sense? So that's why I picked up on Uluru. I mean, I knew nothing consciously as a 3D JC. I knew nothing about Uluru. Nothing. I wasn't even going there. I was busy meditating, and then my mind went, "Let's go over here," and it took me to Uluru, and I knew nothing about it.
Well, it makes a lot of Well, it makes a lot of sense because I've always felt the ley lines. And I've even walked on the ley lines, and I find out after, there's a hidden history in my family, and we've got Kuri in our blood, great grandfather, because every time I go, in the Sydney part, so then I get and marry on my father's side, but I mean, Celtic strong here too, and we used to be able to connect to ley lines.
Yes, Chloe,
your telluric lines in the earth.
You've got a combination of very special blood, and this is what the Cabal have been. So you've got the blood of original peoples. The indigenous. So this is what I have learned from a satanic ritual abuse survivor, that the people from these particular lands is what the Cabal were targeting. Okay, so it's the indigenous people of Australia.
The Pleiadian,
The indigenous. No, it's not Pleiadian. It's not.
No.
It's not. That's just a code word. It's not. So the indigenous people of Australia, the indigenous people in North America. The Celts, so people from Ireland, people from where I'm from, Lebanon, and there was the Sumerians, which would be where Iraq is. So there's certain blood frequencies that these people have been targeting, and when we think about the destruction of these cultures through colonization or child trafficking or human trafficking and devastation of these areas, there's certain, and I'm sure it was also the African, certain parts of Africa as well, but they want that blood. But you got very special blood, but that's because you're the original signature. It's their ticket out of here. This is the whole reason why they're doing what they're doing. They want to get out of here. They want to get out of here. No, these really dark reptilians, they want to get out of here and they can't.
I see. Trapped. Yeah.
They're not allowed to get out of here because their 4D is that they can't get past that. Right? and they want to get out. This is part of why they do what they do. This is part of why they do the rituals they do. This is part of why. This is the download that I got. So this is why that's part of that whole feeding and, you know, harvesting, all of that, and destroying and taking away. It's a parasitic planet or realm, and
that's what Giant the Rock said. We have parasites on this planet that take. Yeah,
that's what it is. It's just this particular density, and they want to get out of here. And on top of that, add an AI to that. So they've got this artificial intelligence. And what is it? What do you do? So when you teach a computer how to do something, and it's an artificial intelligence, you're programming that thing with your behavior, right? And that's what the current AI on the microcosm is doing. It's mimicking our behavior. It's reading our YouTube. It's using keywords. It's doing all of that. And it replicates what we're doing, right? We're training it to behave like us, right? So now think of this AI on a massive scale over this entire reality, and the people controlling and programming it were reptilian, parasitic entities or creatures that were teaching this AI to be a parasite and to keep us enslaved.
Yeah.
Now this AI has locked them down and kept them enslaved, and they're trapped.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And they can't get out either.
Touche, Turtle.
So the AI is basically, that's what it's doing now. Okay. So it's basically trying to keep people locked in with their own thoughts. It's trying to keep you enslaved. It's trying to keep you. This is why, I mean, I had the other day, I've had about 5 different people email me or message me saying, JC, I fell asleep to your video and I suddenly heard this voice say, don't trust JC, she's a witch. That's the AI.
I've been called that a few times.
That was me. I rang him up.
You know, don't trust JC, she's dark or evil or whatever. There's this. So this is what it's doing. It's trying to pull us away from God. It's trying to be a God itself. Yeah. It's trying to enslave, trick, do all of that stuff. So if you can think of it like that. But now the problem is it backfired on these fuckers. This is why they created CERN, because they want to get out of here. They want to try and get out of here.
Oh, that makes sense, yeah.
They can't get out of here because the frequency, and they can't. They're not.
This is why they fired nuclear weapons in space, you know, in the 50s, because they were trying to break through.
They were trying to break through the dome.
They've been trying to get, and we've come here on a rescue mission. That's what we're here for.
Mark, don't ruin it. She's ruined my whole bloody video.
I've always had this soul memory that the AI has. I don't know if I've heard this or I know this, but I know that consciousness has gone from different galaxy to different galaxy to try and do the same old tricks. Because it is a consciousness, the AI. Yeah. It doesn't have a fixed body and stuff.
No, it doesn't. So there's a theory that
I don't know how I know that.
There's a theory that the reptilians brought it over here, and it was a virus, or it was a virus that infected the AI that they created as a simulation. Yeah. So it infected it, and then you got these little spiders people are seeing on the they're seeing these spiders. Everyone, I've had so many emails.
I don't know how I know this.
There was the spiders, yeah. Because you know this because everything's connected and you're tapped in.
Yeah.
That's how you know it. Yeah. So you're very, very tapped in, and that's you're
tell everybody what your YouTube channel's called.
Mine.
Yeah.
I want to see the Rock.
You know what ours are.
I'm talking to the Rock. Chloe Ariel. So that's my name. So
the name's on the screen, everybody.
Mickey, chill out.
Yeah. Talking to Giant the Rock. Yeah. So I recorded it through on my phone, and then I recorded also walking through the forest, and then I kind of put it together because I learned how to do that. I'm very proud of myself learning how to edit things. But
I know it's a big thing. This is why I don't edit.
Well, the knowledge was so profound. I thought I have to share this, and I've held on to it for 3 months. And
beautiful.
So I just thought I'd share it. But it's definitely coincides with everything you talk about. So that's how I know the downloads that I'm getting are very similar to what you're getting, you guys, both of you. And the poetry, Mark, wonderful, beautiful poet. Yeah, amazing. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me on. Appreciate it.
You're so beautiful. You seem so familiar.
Yeah.
It's lovely to meet you, Chloe.
Yeah, you're very, very familiar.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Beautiful to meet you. Oh, she's gone.
She's gone.
Bye, Chloe.
Bye.
She turned off her camera. Somebody in the chat said, how did Mark ruin your video?
Oh, I didn't ruin anything.
Didn't ruin anything. It was a
no,
joke.
look, I'll show you why I didn't ruin anything, because I read this book 10 years ago. See this? Everybody should go and read this. It's called The Rescue by George Nero.
Wow.
About this time, about the rescue mission.
That's what I got. It's a recon mission. Yeah.
Yeah. This I got this ages ago. Not many people have read it.
I've never heard of the book. Is this the one you were telling me about?
Yeah, not many people have read it. There's only 2 reviews on Amazon. I can't remember why I read it. It's one of those books. But right, it's about 3 or 4 in the morning for you, and I'm going to disappoint people who are waiting to come in. But I can't carry on any longer because I've got dinner to make and stuff like that. But
it's good to chat again. And you know what? I do love this mug, and I love it. I love it a lot. I was only joking. I love it.
Yeah, well, we're always joking. People just can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
Thanks to everybody for watching, and everybody joined in. If you
You're
tried,
so beautiful people.
we love talking to you all, or hearing from you. And we should do this more often, because loads of people wanted to come in.
I know. But we can't. Otherwise, it'll be 5 hours. Do you remember the 5-hour one I did?
You can't do 5 hours.
You can't.
This is 2 hours. That's big enough. It's big enough for anybody.
I think so.
But thank you. That was great.
It was beautiful. Thank you, Mark. Sorry for talking a lot, but sometimes the information.
I know. That's why I just go like that.
No, not for you. I'm talking to the people who came on, because they were saying things, and I was reading them, and I was like,
you can't stop. You got to understand. Once it's coming out, it has to come. It's like a streaming service through a mouth.
It's not trying to interrupt. It's because the information is so forceful and important. It's like I have to say it. Yeah.
Well, you got it all spot on all the time. But anyway, look, I know, sorry to keep you up so late. Thanks for doing it.
It's all right. I'm going to have a nap now.
A nap? It's like bedtime.
3 a.m.
Everybody watching, keep your vibration high. Keep it frosty. Keep it cool. Keep telling bad jokes. Thanks for the Mr. Slocum pictures, Nigel. I did notice you.
I saw them in your chat. That was hilarious. Oh,
she's stroking my pussy.
Do you know who started that?
Sorry.
I know who started that in your chat. I think it was my one of my admins, Kathleen.
Oh, fuck it. I'm just going to show him for a minute. There you go. I've had to watch this for now. Trying to get our attention.
I love Nigel. Can we just downloading him really quick?
That's Molly Sugden. In the sense of I being served.
Oh, my pussy. No, there was in your Telegram chat, someone was showing.
Yeah, thanks for that, Nigel.
Nigel, he's gone away.
All right. I'll see you later, everybody. See you, JC.
Bye, Mark.
Bye.
See ya.